So I wanted to do an update video, and today is really weird. The weather's weird here. I was supposed to see my boyfriend today, but I don't know what he's doing, but we miss each other. I mean, when I'm making this, he might try to contact me, which is about typical. We've just been missing each other. Maybe I'll see him later, I don't know. But it reminds me, I knew there was going to be a meme going, not a meme, but I knew that there was going to be a trend going around with this your ideal mate thing. I knew people were going to pick up on that, and it just took a little while. I was surprised when the video first came out. Like, I know Dinah had one, but I mean, then somebody did one about hers, and I just thought, I'm surprised people aren't running with this one. But it made me think, because I'm 40 and I have 2 kids, and my oldest son is almost grown. Well, he's going to be 18 this year. And I've been alone the whole time, since even while I was pregnant with my second son. And my second son is disabled. And he's awake, and he's kind of being loud in the background, you might hear. So I've been doing that by myself for a couple of decades. And in that time, first of all, we went through severe hardships, and I have a stress disorder over it. Not just that, but a lot of other things. But I mean, it's really, really something else. It's really something else. So, I think a lot of that is what drives my feminism. And I really wish there was a way that I could actually do something useful with my experience. I wish I could tell my story, or what I've been through, but I'm not able to. And it might be that in the future I'm able. I mean, I can't even foresee it now. I can't even believe that I would ever get to that point. I have amnesia about things because they're so stressful. I don't know. That's not what I started to say. But what happens is, in 2 decades, being alone and, doing everything by yourself, and having 2 boys, and having special needs, and no money. And I also had no family around me. Like, people in my circumstances where I live, they live with their families. They have mom around, or they have a babysitter or something like that. And I never had that kind of family support. I really was alone in every sense of the word, and destitute. In that space of time, you come up with what kind of guy you might like, And over the 17 years, I haven't had male contact because I knew that I wasn't going to give them any sex. So, I mean, and I wanted them to believe like I did, and I just didn't even get involved because I knew it wasn't a good idea. I am attractive to some men. So I got into some situations, trying to get away, or I don't know, but I've had a hard time. And while I was raising my kids, I was really particular about their media. because I really hate popular culture. I think it's horrible. So we really got into Star Trek. And so I feel kind of silly naming one of my first criteria about a man into terms of Star Trek, but it means something to me. It means a lot to me because there's a lot of Star Trek. There's a lot of it, and there's a lot of things that go along with it. And the type of men that really like Star Trek, they seem to be just a step above, they're solid. And they have interesting minds, and they can talk to you about things, and they want to talk to you. Now, it turns out that Star Trek is something that almost universally any guy can have a conversation about it. I found in my life that, so it's not like it's hard to find Star Trek fans, but the way they would talk about it, the way that we could relate to the media and the storytelling and the premises and all that would tell me a lot about who the person is. So that's one thing. The mind of a conservative person, and I mean that politically, but I mean it in a more encompassing way, in a general sense. Like, conservative meaning there seems to be two dimensions to them. They don't have this third dimension. It's men are like this, women are like this. Scared. They're kind of conservatives tend to be kind of scared, and that's what drives their politics. It's the politics of fear. Because when you love a power structure, and you are just like, I love power, and we need to be protected by the military, and women need to do this, or everything's going to unravel at the seams. To me, I sense fear in conservatism. Anyway. I knew that I wouldn't get along with that type of person. So, a man who had more liberal politics. So, with liberal politics, which is not really, I would say pro-labor, like a pro-labor minded type person, and a Star Trek fan, it is what I really wanted. And I wanted a man that was very aware of the good things about me, and that the good things about me would be something that intrigued him and excited him, which is kind of immature. I mean, it's understandable, but it's immature. Maybe, and I can get over that one. But I did find someone like that. They're very excited by me, my interests and my communication and everything. So, I don't like, it's hard to say because every person is so individual. You can meet an individual that you're so drawn to, and they can have interests maybe you wouldn't like. You're drawn to them, and you may not be able to put your finger on what it is. So I hate to do this, but I probably wouldn't like a guy that was typically like the archetype of like the king of queens type of guy, or the guy that's like really, really into football and they don't understand anything outside of that. And if you were to say, boy, the commercials that come on during football are just make me want to kill myself, and they wouldn't be freaked out by that. I want a man that's like, yeah, you're not the only one. People either get that or they don't, you know. And I found a guy that's like that. Everything I wanted for the last 17 years. I mean, you could put on a list, or if I'm not feeling articulate, can't put it on a list. But I found that guy. Actually, he found me, and I didn't really, I wasn't aware of him that much. I mean, he was around, and he wrote me PMs, and he sent me things. I actually met him here on YouTube. And he would send me media. I enjoyed the media that he sent. And we're the type of people that like public broadcasting stations and documentaries and news-related items, and we can talk for a very long time about that. So one day he just got bold enough, and it was actually because he was under a misunderstanding about something. And he said, this is either going to be a really good idea or this is going to be a really bad idea. And he wrote me this long thing, and I was like, you know, I don't want to turn this down, because he just fits everything, you know, on my list. So in spades, you know, whatever that means. So I said, yeah, I want to get to know you. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go for it. And so we just started getting to know each other and corresponding, and it's like he's older than me, and he's been alone. And we both have had enough experience in life. We figured out, we're like, you know what, we're going to be together. We love each other. We're meant to be together. There's nothing wrong with him. I mean, he has no drawback. He has no downfalls. So this is like that cliche, the ship coming in and all that. So it reminded me of that when this was going around. This, what I want from my guy and everything like that. And this guy is just spoils me. It's really, really good. Now the Korean girls, young ladies, were telling me that in Korea, the guys are really great till the day after the wedding. But I don't think I'm going to have that problem with this guy, because he wants a best friend. You know, he's like, we're going to take walks, and we're going to, you know, he's been just a bachelor for so long, you know, and he's like 45. So he's ready. And I miss him today. We have long conversations, and we're going to be best friends, you know. Anyway, so everybody knows that once in a while they have to ask me, because I don't talk about it much, like, are you still going to get married, or where is this guy? Because he's not even around YouTube lately, because he works a lot. But yeah, it's still on. It's going really well. I'm having problems with the embassy here, and actually tomorrow I have to, you know, I have more dealings with them. But yeah, so we're going home, and we're going to get married. And that's my happy story. And after we get married, we're going to the Star Trek experience in Las Vegas at the Hilton. It's a hotel where they have like a tour, and I've been there a bunch of times.